So I have no script for this video. I have no idea what I'm going to say. This is just kind of talking about sugar addiction, but more than just that. Okay, so I'm kind of addicted to sugar right now. Not kind of, I definitely am. Um, Mainly in the form of like coffee from places. Like I'll get like a cold brew, like a flavored cold brew from some place, or I'll get like some hot mocha coffee bullshit from some other place. Like Caribou Coffee has this thing called a turtle mocha, and fuck, I eat that sometimes, or I drink that sometimes. It's pretty good, um, but I don't want to be consuming sugar. Like a few weeks ago, I basically cut it out, and I've kind of relapsed in a sense to consuming it again, like almost every day, and it's a problem. All right, it's definitely a problem. If I skip the coffee, I end up consuming some other form of sugar throughout the day. Like I'll make like a Arnold Palmer sweet with unsweet tea, like unsweet tea and lemonade, but the lemonade still has sugar in it, and I'll drink like fucking three of them, and I'm like, oh, it's not that much sugar, and then I continue to drink it. I always find a way to justify my sugar consumption, even though I know I'm not supposed to do it, and I don't want to do it. And I noticed as I slip back into this addiction, I've also slipped back into porn, like a little too much, like 3, 4 times a week almost, which is way too much for me. I was at a point, again, a couple weeks ago where I was literally like once a week. I went like 2 whole weeks without fucking watching porn, and very low rates of consumption, basically. I was doing very well with dopamine detox in my life, and combating addictions and becoming who I want to be. And recently I've really slipped back into it. And no matter how many times I sit down and I journal and I meditate and I make the assertion that there's no excusing it, and there's no justifying it, there's nothing, I understand that. In the moment, I find a way. I find a way around it. Like my mind finds a way to say, nah, it's okay this time. Just do it. Fuck it. So it's not even about the sugar, and it's not even about the porn. Another thing I've realized is, like, I'm supposed to be dopamine detox, right? I'm not supposed to consume a fuck ton of content, like scrolling fucking Instagram reels and watching YouTube shorts and stuff. Yet I do it for hours. And the root cause of all this is my mind not being in the right place. Like, I'm not where I should be right now. Like, when I envision myself as a man who is like sort of kind of like a fucking animal, right? I don't consume sugar, and my diet is very strict, right? Just meat and vegetables and a few other things like nuts, and like no sugar, no carbs, no fucking bullshit, all right? No porn. Well, minimal porn. Like, I'm not trying to say cold turkey, because I know that's not going to happen. I would say like once a week. That's a good goal for me right now. And then like dedicate time. Like, another thing, wake up at 7 a.m., do my business work, go to the gym, and then whatever the fuck else I have to do before work, and then go to work for the day. I work a full-time job, but I'm very efficient with my time and my ability to work on YouTube and improve my business. Now, I've also been slacking on that. Surprise, surprise. I've not been waking up on time. And I think it all goes back to dopamine detox. I mean, on my wall, I have a paper right up there. It says dopamine detox. Now, I put that on my wall because that's like the one thing that I know for certain is that I should always focus on dopamine detox. And if something goes wrong in my life, it's because I'm not detoxed properly. Like, there's a few things I know. Meditate, journal, wake up early, and dopamine detox. Like, those are things, like, those are non-negotiables. Those are certainties, right? Anytime I'm questioning, like, what should I do tomorrow? Like, what my schedule, like, what the fuck am I doing? What do I have to do? My priorities. Those are the things that I know, right? Like, wake up early. Wake up early for me means get good sleep. Go to bed before 11 and wake up at 7 a.m. I know these things for certain, but because I think the dopamine detox is where I fucked up. And that's where my current problem is. I'm gonna have to force myself to detox. These are my next steps, right? And eventually everything will fall back into place, because then I get like gratification from waking up early, from doing my work, from like working on my project car, like I'm trying to finish that. When I do these things when I'm chilling and watching YouTube, I don't want to do them. I just want to do this instant gratification shit. When you cut that out and you get the gratification from doing the shit that you have to do, like doing the work, because don't get me wrong, even with my dopamine circuits fucked up right now, I still get gratification from doing the work and waking up early and doing all these things. It's just my mind is weighing the options now, because it's like, well, you could just get the same gratification, and if not even more, by watching these videos, or by, I don't know, eating sugar. Like I said, sugar was a big one, and now porn, like almost every other day, basically, which is completely unacceptable. So it's funny how, for me, I could never be like a high functioning addict. It's all or nothing. It's like when something gets fucked up, I go back to everything being fucked up. So this is, like the graphs where you go up and then it kind of like falls down a little bit and then it goes back up again, it falls down. That's like, I've gone up a lot, right? Like I've experienced, great success with YouTube so far. And, from my perspective, 250 subscribers. I mean, that's pretty good. That's more than I like thought I would ever have on YouTube, right? So, and as I'm getting better at it and I'm learning how to make the type of videos that I want to make, and most of my videos do pretty well now, like I've gone up a lot, and then now I've kind of dropped back off a little bit. So it's time for me to keep making progress back up. So I don't get super discouraged when I go through, phases of this. Like if you look way back in my videos to like, I think I've made videos about being in a period like this, but I was very like depressed. I was like, fucking dark times. And, now it's just like, I know it's part of the process. Like I'm going to bounce back. Like I need to cut the shit out, and I know what I have to do. I understand the game now. You know what I mean? Like I'm a seasoned veteran of this self-improvement, self-growth type shit. Like, but like I said, some people are high functioning addicts. Like with sugar and porn, like some people could really be hardcore, like fucking watch porn 5 times a day and all the sugar, but the work that they do is like 8 hours a day. That's just not how my schedule's set up. That's not really possible for me. Like when I slip back into it, it's all the bad habits. It's everything. It's like I don't even want to do the work. So I can't do that. I can't be the high functioning. For me, it's like the root cause is always mental health, and it's always like dopamine circuits. That's the root cause of me slipping back into bad habits. So it's not the addiction. It's not the anything. It's the addiction to content, I guess. The addiction to instant gratification. That's all it is. So target that, change it. That's how I'm going to overcome addiction this time. So just a lot of work. Like you meditate and then you make the decision, like I am going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m. and the alarm goes off and you just like go back to sleep. And it's like that happens like 10 times in a fucking row. And you're like, fuck, like it mentally fucks you. You're like, you almost think like this is impossible. Like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Or like you say, I'm not going to watch porn. And you go 3 days and you watch it again. You're like, okay, that's good. And then the very next day you watch it again. It's like, I just went 3 days. And then today I went 2 days in a row. And you're like, I fucking told me, I've been through this cycle for like 3 weeks now. And I told myself I wasn't going to do it. It's like, you understand this sort of mental like battle. Like it like wears you down a little bit. But it's a test. Life is hard. It's not fucking easy. If it was easy, everybody would be successful. Not everybody's successful. So that should be a pretty good sign for you to keep going. Overcome any sort of addiction. I mean, it's just a mind game, dude.